I'm Dick Rogers. I'm standing in the European election in the West Midlands constituency in May 2014, really because I am in favour of Europe. Europe has had enough suffering, and we need a peaceful, prosperous space in Europe and community in Europe. And I think Britain ought to be unashamedly a leader in creating such a happy circumstance. So I think we should be in Europe, and I don't find the other parties saying that. I think the ones that are in favour of Europe see it as something for jobs for us and for improving our local circumstances. So now that's one thing. But really, what I wanted to introduce was what I'm really up to, and what I'm up to is I want to change the whole ethos of our country, because I think we've gone up a blind alley. We've forgotten what the really important things about life are, and the important things aren't growth or consumerism or even actually our standard of living. Although I understand that a lot of people struggle, and I'm not outwardly a wealthy bloke in some ways, but really the important thing to remember is that there's a lot of work to do in the world, and there are a lot of people who go to bed hungry. There are many mothers who die in childbirth and so on. We're needed in the world to make it a good place, and I think we need a purpose in our life. We're the kind of country that gets on better if we have an honourable purpose that people can see has got to be done and is honourable and good, and that there's a place in them to do it. And the job that the country should do is to make the world a better place. And I know it sounds twee and sort of laughable and so on, but actually it is of course really important, and the world is worse off because Britain has retreated from the world. I think it shouldn't all be up to the Americans. It certainly shouldn't all be up to Al Qaeda or China or whoever, or Russia. We ought to be a country that really cares about the world around us. How does that lead to a change in the atmosphere of our own country? Well, I think it works that if we do care about these things, it will change the way we think about ourselves as a country. And I think if young people see that they're growing up in an energized environment where people are keen on their work, not just on the pay they get for it, and where people care about each other, where we're trying to make a good environment at home and be happy together and be kind and courteous and affectionate, fond of each other actually within Britain, and honour people, then and if we also care about the world, about the fact that there is a pretty rough old world out there, we don't really need anybody to tell us that, because lots of people want to come to this country because it's so nasty out there. If it is nasty out there, let's stop it being nasty out there by being out there, trying to make it better. We may not succeed completely, but I think it'll do us a power of good to have a job that we are about, that everybody can see is important. I think it'll bring us together as a country. It'll bring people who have been born in other countries or whose families originate from other countries. They'll be able to then to see when they come to Britain, and when they think about whether to integrate more with British society, they'll see that we're onto something really good, that we're doing something which is worth spending your life, and your working life particularly, doing. And I think that could bring us together as a country and make us a much happier, more effective, more stable, more egalitarian environment. It seems at the moment that the more able people, some of them are good people, but they feel so sort of shell-shocked by all the changes that they think that they just want to sort of hunker down and do their own job to the best of their ability, and not really think too much about the rest of society. Say they're a brain surgeon or something like that. They want to be a good brain surgeon and keep a good reputation and so on. But people think, of the wider problems of society as too big for them. Just get on with your own life. Just have low expectations. We see the huge amount of crime and the drugs and the unhappiness and the depression and so on. And we don't know what to do about it. And I think what we do about it is recover our composure as a society and see that there is an important job to be done to make a happy society in this country, and for the vision to spread beyond our borders by our own efforts and our own interest, and us honouring people in other parts of the world who are trying to do a good job as well. And I'm a Christian. I'm ordained in the Church of England, and the God I believe in cares about everybody. He wants the whole creation to come to a happy state, at peace and in prosperity, and that's why He put us here. And I think He will smile on our nation if we have that kind of heart towards our neighbours within this country and our neighbours outside our country. So that's what I'm about, and I would love it if you would read my book, which is, there's a link on the website to this. It's called Political Vision by Dick Rodgers, Rodgers. It's as cheap as I could I could make it on the link where it's being sold, and I'd love it if you get stuck into that and see what it is that I'm saying. And I'm looking for 11 other people to join me as candidates in the European election in the West Midlands. I don't think actually you have to live in the West Midlands to be part of it. Do get in touch. It'd be really great to hear from you. I'd love people to be energised by what I think is a right vision that I'm trying to promote. Thanks very much.